Hi everybody, Ryan Thompson, Account Supervisor with Bailey Gardner, and I'm here today with Sean Monzette from NBC. He's the Director of Integrated Media and has been selected by San Diego Magazine as one of the 50 people to watch in 2011, so we're very happy to have you here. Obviously with the UT, correct?
Correct.
And now you've moved into a role with NBC, and you've been there for the past 6 years, is that?
Almost 7, yeah.
Almost 7. How do you see the content space changing on a local level and nationally?
Sure. Well, I think the biggest shift that I saw right before I left the Union Tribune was the audience declining, in traditional media. So you saw it on print first. The audiences just started dropping, the circulation figures dropped. And then I went over to the NBC side, the TV media side, and basically the same thing that happened to print started happening to television. The audience just became much more fragmented and spread out all over the place. So as a publisher, as a content producer, you basically had to figure out creative ways to get your content out to those masses again. And social media really has helped with that. So basically, you're seeing a lot of these publishers start to focus more on the marketing of their content than actually just producing great content.
How do you see companies integrating multiple platforms, and how do you see that changing offerings to the advertisers that you work with?
Sure. I think it all comes down to thinking about, for our clients, for our advertisers, we have to help them think about how their target customer spends their day. So, and we have to be there for them to be able to reach out to that target customer at multiple touch points of their day. Most of the time, if you're marketing your business or service, you have to think about the way that your customer spends their day. Most people have jobs. You have to have a job to have money to buy a product or a service. So, if I'm a marketer, I have to think about what am I doing to reach people while they're at home. There's a lot of traditional methods that will still do that for you. I have to think about how I'm reaching people when they're out of their home. So out-of-home marketing has become huge. It's a big part of the portfolio of NBC. And then really the big opportunity that I think a lot of local brands especially are still missing out on is reaching people while they're at work. And I think that's where local media websites come into play. So it just becomes, rather than just being a television station for us, the big focus was to truly become a local media company with a lot of assets in the portfolio to help, a Bailey Gardner or a local brand reach that customer throughout their day. People are a little bit risk adverse, and they'd rather kind of stick to the tried and true forms of advertising that they've been doing for years, when the reality is people aren't consuming media the same way they were even just 3 years ago.
What is the benefit of local media and local content to both local businesses, local advertisers, and to even national advertisers?
Sure. Well, I think the focus for us on local content is, you got to think about what you can be great at. So I think it starts with, most people probably already have a place that they're going to go for their national news, and it's normally not a local media site. Most people have a place that they're going to go for their sports news, and that's usually not going to be a local media site as well. So we place a big emphasis on being great at producing local content, because the audience that we want to reach is right here in San Diego, and that's a benefit to our advertisers because they're here too, and they want to reach a local audience that's interested in local content. And that goes towards producing the best local news broadcast on air, and also having the best website. And then as far as the national brands go, they want to insert themselves locally too. So they're obviously going to look for where the eyeballs are. If I'm a national brand and I'm looking into a market like San Diego that's not inside the top 25 markets, I'm probably going to go with one local media company as my advertising option, and I'm going to look to see who has the largest local audience there.
How does that local content model for the O&Os, the owned and operated NBCs, in each of your 10 markets throughout the U.S. tie into the bigger, larger picture for NBC as a whole?
Well, I think you're only kind of as strong as your weakest link. So as a network of 10 markets, obviously we've created a network of potential advertising opportunities for these larger local brands that want to buy nationally. So collectively, we do form one kind of strong marketing option, and then individually, in each market, there's an option there as well.